Oh, Mandela Effect family and friends. Now we have an excellent opportunity to understand the repetitive color pattern that's part of the simulated reality coloring error. On this interview of Bill Gates from 2 days ago, we can clearly see a repetitive green pattern, and that time is not only blurring. We have a blouse of Bill Gates green on the clothes. Okay, so it repeats the color on backgrounds, on objects and clothes, and even on the hair of Bill Gates is blurred by green. Okay, so I just want you to pay attention only to the green. Please don't pay attention to what Bill Gates is talking, or because Bill Gates is a very intelligent man. Just pay attention only to the green, nothing more to the green color. Just pay attention only to the green color in this video. Again, thank you very much.
New York City is going to be built every month for the next 40 years. What does that mean? Is that good or bad?
Well, I use that as an opportunity to explain that when people think of climate change, they think mostly about electricity, and that's only a quarter of the emissions come from coal, natural gas plants that are generating your electricity. When we make materials like steel and cement, those two alone are about 1/8 of the emissions. And so the fact that we're going to build these cities, that the world is urbanizing, means that unless you have a totally zero-emission way of making steel and cement, then you haven't come near to solving the overall climate problem. And so moving away, the term clean energy has handicapped the field because that makes people think, oh, maybe it's just electricity in passenger cars, and they don't see agriculture, industry, buses, trains as part of the problem.
One crucial part is agriculture, and one thing you said you were particularly surprised by was how great a problem bovine flatulence is. Do you want to explain what that is and why it's a problem?
Yeah, so the animals that can eat grass have very unusual stomachs that have these bacteria that are methanogenic in there, and so they leak natural gas, both out the front and the back. And so people have said, well, let's change the hay or throw some things in there. And nobody knows how to get rid of
no one knows how to get cows to stop farting.
Exactly, or burping. And so there is artificial meat, but that's at a very early stage. But that's another big source of greenhouse gas emissions. So, I'm just trying to make sure that the people who acknowledge the problem, which I think is fantastic, that they understand the breadth of innovation required before you can get anywhere near to what we have to do, which is zero. If it was a 50% reduction, then you could ignore, okay, leave the cows alone. But because we're trying to avoid the temperature continuing to go up, you do need to go to zero. Otherwise, you're continuing to have temperature increase.
You threw a party in Beijing, a toilet fair. Why are you obsessed with toilets?
Well, I guess I'm obsessed. The challenge is that with the world urbanizing in these developing countries, the biggest cities in the world will be places like Lagos, 20, 30 million people. And the way we think of sanitation